What is going on, world? It's the Ravi and Ray show. We are back in the building, baby. We are back. We are ready. We got not only just a good episode, we got a great episode for you guys tonight. Ravi, let's get it started, man. What do we got?
Hell yeah, baby. You know it's a good Sunday when the
Woo!
Patriots win and the Raiders lose, baby. Let's go. Is the Raiders season over, Ray? The Raiders just got shut out by Red Rifles Andy Dalton. This New Orleans Saints, man. What the hell happened? 24-0, Ray. What happened to the Raiders? And is the season over, man?
The Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders are trash. That is how they are completely trash, dude. They suck, man. Honestly, man, it's just there's no, and it's so sad. It's funny because I had went on Facebook today. I went on Facebook and I was looking, and we got some we got a lot of Raider fans on my Facebook page. And they're all saying, like, some are saying, like, now it's time to get rid of the owner. Really, really, really get rid of the owner. Now they're saying, oh, let's get rid of Josh McDaniels. Really, really, Josh McDaniels isn't play. Like, Josh McDaniels, I think he's not the problem. I don't think he's the problem there. I think it's the players that are on that field. There's just something missing there. And I think you start it from the quarterback position. I've been saying this for a long time, and I will continue saying this. I think the Raiders, I think they need to lose all these games. I think they need to get a brand new quarterback, let Derek Carr go, save that capital, and invest that capital into the offensive line, into the defensive, and into the secondary. That's really it. After this first round's done, you get your quarterback, invest into some new offensive linemen, get some young blood up there, or get some really good corners, get some good safeties, get something to help them out. And I think that they would be a really good football team. And for next year, for years to come, they got a good nucleus up there with Adams, with Hunter Renfrow, who I don't even think Renfrow even caught a pass today. I think got 0
yards.
See, but that's to me too, like, and I think that I can understand why people are saying Josh McDaniels, but like, Josh McDaniels is the head coach. He's not an offensive coordinator anymore. So I don't know if he's passing down that privilege to somebody else or if he's doing it himself. I'm not really too sure on that.
He's the play caller on offense.
He is the play caller.
Yeah.
So maybe he needs to have the reins to somebody else. Maybe they need to go get somebody else. Somebody that can but I just think they just need a new overhaul, man. That they need to rebuild. And yeah, dude, the Raiders are trash, and it's just really fun to see them be really bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's really nice, dude. It's really nice.
You know what's the most fun thing to see as a non-Raider fan is I love every year coming into the season, the Raider fans are just as bad as the Cowboys. Oh, this is our year.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
we're gonna win that division. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're Super Bowl contenders. This, that, and the other. Nope, you come into week 8 and you get shut out by the trash New Orleans Saints, man. I love it so much, man. That excites me. Nothing excites me more than that. Ray, when Davante Adams, his only time, he touched the ball twice. Okay? The first time he touched the ball, he got negative one rushing yard. The second time Davante Adams touches the ball, he gets 3 yards. That's it. That's a problem. You go out and send such a big trade, a first round and a second round, to get an almost 30-year-old man that is possibly the greatest receiver to play the game at this moment right now, currently active.
Yeah.
And you can only let him catch the ball once for 3 yards? Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, Mac Hollins is the leading receiver. Foster Moreau is second behind him. Amir Abdullah is behind him. Keelan Cole's behind him. Where's Renfrow? Where's Josh Jacobs getting the ball? Where's Davante Adams, man? Like, when those guys are your leading receivers and you're paying big money to everybody else, it just shows me that you're right, man. Josh McDaniels, I think he's not the problem, but I think what he needs to do, he needs to hand that play calling off, man. Head coaches is tremendously harder job than an offensive coordinator. coordinators have said it themselves. They're like, I don't want a head coaching job. That's too much responsibility. I'm having fun what I'm doing. I don't want to be in charge of the whole team. And I think that's what Josh McDaniels need to do, because they could get nothing going on offense.
Nothing.
I've always been a fan of Derek Carr, but he is playing really bad football with probably the most talented team he's had in his whole entire career. And it's really sad to see. I feel like Derek Carr is going to get all the blame, because once the Raiders start losing, Raiders like, oh, it's Carr. Oh, it's this person. Oh, it's that person. This person needs to get fired. This guy needs to let go. If you keep doing that, you will not build chemistry. And if you don't build chemistry, you will not be a good football team. And if there's anyone to blame on this, I would say it's the Raider fan base, man. That's who it is to blame, because too much hype, just like you said, man, and it gets let down every single year after year after year after year. And they will never continue to be a good fan base, good organization, nothing like that, until they start getting it together and they stop firing everyone after a year or two.
Damn, dude. So you think that the Raiders' woes, it's not even really the team, it's the fans.
It's the fans
It's
that's doing
those
it to them, dude.
disgusting Raider fans.
Say,
Is
say
that
one
what
more
you're
time.
saying?
Say it one more time. I missed it.
I'm sorry. Let me get a little closer to the mic here. I apologize.
Uh-huh.
Those disgusting Raider fans. Those
Yeah, those
disgusting ass fans, man. You know, honestly, dude, you're right though, and that's actually kind of, it is sad. Like I will look, dude. I'm a Ravens fan here, right? But if we lost Lamar Jackson, let's say Lamar Jackson next year, or just say this year, he tore his ACL, or even if Lamar and the team was bad, the team was just a bad, we're not a good football team. We were horrible last year, and we didn't, we just say we were bad. I literally would be like, hey, we're probably not going to win a Super Bowl this year. But you know what we could do is we can get better. We can go through the draft. I'll be really highly interested in the draft, highly interested in free agents. It's okay to say that. I've said that before, and I'm a Ravens fan. I'm not going to every year, I'm not going to say, hey, we're going to go to the Super Bowl
right.
or anything like that. I mean, I would love for the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl, but the reality is, it's probably this year. It might be the Bills. It might be the Bills. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills go. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles go. But yeah, man, I think the Raider fans really need to like check themselves, and I think that they need to just stop with the whole every single year like, oh man, this person's going to be hella good, or we're going to go to the Super Bowl and all this, like you were saying. Because now look at you guys, like it's kind of embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. It's like embarrassing now. It's like not even like fun to even. It's not even funny anymore. It's just embarrassing at this moment.
It is. Starting off 2-5 after all that much love that you got coming into the season, and you want to say, oh, it's the division games, this and that. It's not the division games, man. You can't even beat the Saints. How can you not beat the Saints? The Saints are not even a good team. Alvin Kamara, that was his first time getting into the end zone, and he got in there 3 times today. His only 3 touchdowns this season has been against the Las Vegas Raiders. It's
It's
crazy.
bad. It's bad, dude. They need to rebuild. They just need to rebuild. That's what they really do. They need to lose all these games, and they need to rebuild. And they need to invest that money into areas that will help them. Josh McDaniels needs to let go of that title. It's too stressful for him. He's a first-year head coach. He doesn't need to be calling plays.
No.
Let him be the coach. Let him build that Patriots way.
Right.
But let him get somebody. Get
So,
a new defensive coordinator as well, too.
I've got to ask you, Ray, and I know we can spend this whole podcast just talking about the Raiders all day, but one more question, we'll move it on, Ray. But I got to ask you real quick: is it time for the Raiders to start tanking?
Yes, 1,000%.
It is.
I've been saying this since freaking game one. Literally, it's the most, because I don't understand why some Raider fans still like Derek. I'm not saying the man. I'm not. I feel like I need to use my words carefully here, because I like Derek Carr as a professional. I think he's a fantastic human being, but as a football player, strictly football player, he's like top 15, top 20 quarterback. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You're not gonna be in the playoffs every year. You're not gonna be in a Super Bowl with that. You're just not. I get it. Jimmy G went to the Super Bowl, but he never won it. So you can't, there's just quarterbacks, man, where it's like, why not just try somebody else? Save that money, man. For 5 years, you can save that money for your franchise and invest that into places, other places, and I think it's the best I feel like what I'm saying is 100% right, and I feel like now maybe, just maybe, I think the Raider fan base will 100,000% agree with what I'm saying now. Because I think for the longest time they were like, nah, they're probably saying, nah, this guy just doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about, yada yada yada. But now I think they kind of see the picture I'm throwing to them. But what do you think, Rob? What do you think to that?
I think it's absolutely. I know you never want to see your team lose every single game,
Yeah,
but if I'm a Raider fan, I'm like, dude, our season's done. We're 2-5. We can't score a point against the Saints. Like, Devontae Adams, he gets off one game and he gets really bad the next game. Our chemistry's completely off. We're a first year head coach, first year big name receiver, first year big name defensive player in Chandler Jones. New GM, everything new,
new,
right?
new, new.
You're 2-5, man. If I'm a Raider fan right now, I pray that we lose every single fucking game from now on.
Yep.
We keep losing these games. If I'm a Raider fan, we keep losing these games. We are going to get, what are we going to get? We're going to get the number one draft pick in this year's draft. You go out and get your favorite quarterback. Who do you want? You want CJ Stroud or I
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young? Thank you. Yeah. CJ Stroud, you want Bryce Young? Where do you want to go? You want to trade back? You want to get a bunch of more picks and take the second best quarterback on the board? What do you want to do, man? Like, you have these options sitting there now, and going into Vegas, which is probably one of the most expensive the city football cities right now. um you have to perform.
Yeah.
You have to keep performing to keep these Raiders fans coming to your game, because here's the thing: Raider fans live in LA. Raiders fans live in Oakland. That's where Raider fans live. Not a bunch live in Vegas. Not a bunch at all. You got to get these fans traveling to your game every single week, and you have to give them a reason to travel to your game. And if you don't give them a reason, they're not going to keep coming. They're not going to be putting those butts in those seats, man. And your ticket price is going to go down. Your revenue is going to go down as a business point, as a fan base. I would want the Raiders to lose every single game right now, man.
And you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of when I think it was in 2012. So the Ravens had won the Super Bowl that year. That next year we were absolutely I think we were horrible. We were absolutely horrible.
You guys missed the playoffs, right?
Dude, remember? Yeah, we
Yeah,
were like 4-12 or something
it
like
was
that.
crazy.
And
Yeah,
those last, dude, when we were really bad and was like, dude, this is bad. Literally prayed every game. I was like, can we please lose this game so we
yeah,
can get a really high draft pick? And we got Ronnie Stanley, a left tackle. He's fantastic for us.
right.
But I was like, I saw the picture. Hey, man,
Yeah,
if we just lose all these games, we can get somebody really, really good to help this franchise. And
yeah,
that's what happened. And
yeah,
that's sometimes, dude, it's a Kickstarter. And
mhm,
after that, we were really good. We
yeah,
actually weren't too bad after that. We actually got better and better each year. And I just think they need to rebuild, man. They just lose all their games, get the quarterback that you want, dump Derek Carr.
yeah,
Shit, man. Actually, maybe try to trade him. The damn trade line's
yeah.
coming. I would try to trade him.
I would
And
too.
you know what? Also with Josh Jacobs, I know Josh Jacobs is a really good running back. I think he's proved to me he's really solid. But dude, there's a lot of good running backs in this year's draft. A lot of good running backs. And if you get a really they can get a running back in their second round draft pick out of a good college,
Mhm,
damn, dude, there's a lot of good running backs out there,
yeah,
and they're young. That's how running backs are, man. You can buy them for cheap, and you can utilize them. I would kind of toss Jacobs and Carr and get some good value for them, and stack in the draft.
yeah. Absolutely. It's just a recipe for success, and they got to build for the draft. I know the Raider fans are thinking, like, coming into the season, they're like, "This is our year. We need some veteran guys." You go out and get a 30-year-old, almost 30-year-old Devontae Adams. You get a 30-year-old plus Chandler Jones. You get these veteran guys that are great. You need some veteran guys and some presence, but you got to dump these contracts, man. You got to dump these contracts, just like you said. Don't resign Josh Jacobs. Try to trade Josh Jacobs. Try to trade Derek Carr. Dump these contracts on these other teams, and you build from within. And that's the thing. If Josh McDaniels is trying to imply the Patriot way, you have to build within. That's just how it
Yes,
works, man. You,
yes,
of course, every team will have a couple big name free agent signings. Of course, that's going to happen, but majority of your team is got to come from the draft. And Niners, perfect example. Look how great the Niners are doing, man. They just absolutely obliterated the Los Angeles Rams. But how did they do it, man? They drafted Nick Bosa. They draft guys like DeForest Buckner. They draft Hufanga. They draft Debo. They draft Kittle. They draft
Yeah,
these guys within. And these guys, you can't give up on them every single week, man. Oh, this guy did bad. Get him out of town. This coach
yep,
did bad. Fire him. Get him out of town. You gotta build and you gotta stay consistent for a few years before your team gets better, man.
I agree.
Yeah. And you know what? Just like I said in the beginning, there's nothing better when the Raiders lose and the Patriots win, baby. Let's go!
Let's
Let's
go.
go! Victory Sunday night, man. We went into the Jet Stadium. I know everybody's saying it's the Jets, but you have to remember coming into this week, these were the 5-2 Jets and the 3-4 Patriots playing against each other. Do not discredit the Patriots for this win. The Patriots deserve credit for this win because they went into New York after getting absolutely destroyed by the Chicago Bears and humiliated on Monday night. And they go in and they run the football down their throats with Ramondre Stevenson and a couple Damian Harris's. I loved it so much, man. I enjoyed this game. It was a very good Patriot way style game where we're going to build on you and we're going to, as the quarters go on, that's how we're going to wear on you and win this game. I know the stat says 22-17. One was a garbage minute touchdown. You take that out, it was really a 22 to 10 game. So yeah, Ray, I enjoyed this game, man. How'd you feel? Did you watch this game?
You know what? I unfortunately I wasn't able to watch the game, but I saw the highlights. I watched it from beginning to end on the highlights. How
Mhm.
about that defense for the Pats?
Let's
Three
go.
three interceptions,
Three.
and and your guys' running game is your vocal point. It
Yep.
really is. And I honestly I can contest to that. I mean, damn, I'm a Ravens fan. Well, that's all we do is run the ball, right? So, but you guys are so fantastic running the football. The way you guys are able to push that defensive line and create holes is a beautiful thing to see. Your running zone schemes is fantastic. So I don't know who your I really don't know who your offensive line coach is, but that man is amazing.
You want to hear who it is?
He's good.
You want to
He
hear who
deserves
it
to
is?
be your freaking offensive coordinator.
You
That
don't,
guy should be the offensive coordinator.
you want to know who it is?
1000. Who is it?
Hold on. Are you ready for this?
Oh man, please tell me it's not Matt Patricia.
It's Matt Patricia, the offensive line coordinator. Also.
Oh my god, I set myself up with that. I set myself up for that. Well, dude, he's doing really good with the offensive line. He's
Yeah.
doing good, extremely good in the running game for sure. But the thing is that do you really believe in your heart, Robbie, down when you guys verse the Buffalo Bills, when you guys go against harder teams? I'm not saying the Jets are not a hard team. I think the Jets are a good football team.
Mhm.
But do you think that Mac Jones can carry that load if you guys are down by like 2 touchdowns in the third, fourth quarter or something, and you need to come back? There is no more run game for you guys at that point. You have to throw that football. Do
Yeah.
you think he is ready enough to take that next step to get you guys there?
I do not think he's ready enough to take that next step right now. I don't think he has shown enough to me that he's anything more than a game manager at this point. Yes, Tom Brady was a great manager, but he was the greatest of all time great manager, and there's a
He's the
complete
GOAT.
difference. There's a complete difference. So
Well, you know what? I don't even know, Robbie, if he was a game man. I mean, dude, how many times have we seen Brady down by like X amount of points and he would just come back?
true, very good
Like, so
point.
he was
Yeah,
kind of like better than a game manager too. He was everything.
he was everything. Yeah,
He's the GOAT for the reason. He's the greatest of all time.
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like Mac Jones cannot do that though. If we go down by a huge margin, I'm not trying to discredit the Jets because these Jets they built within and they're 5-3. Um, I'm not trying to discredit anything from the Jets at all, but he he was, it is the Jets. Like when you get into teams that are more like the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you're down double digits in these games, I don't see a high level of success into that game, especially the Buffalo Bills, especially the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? And what's the pathway to the Super Bowl in the AFC? It's through Buffalo, or it's through Kansas City, or it's through Baltimore. It's through one of those three teams. That's how you get into the Super Bowl. I don't see us ready to compete to deep in the playoffs quite yet. I am loving though what I am seeing out of Ramondre Stevenson, Ray.
What a
Six-
beast.
16 rushes, 71 yards, adding on to 7 catches, 72 yards. But he is the reason why our offense clicked and was able to get the job done. Mac Jones made some good throws. Mac Jones made some very bad throws. There was a point early in the game where if this game was in New England, I could hear the Zappy chants come in shortly. Um, Thankfully, I am happy that we kept Mac in though, just to see a full game out of him, not just 1-2 series. All right, man, you're not getting it done. Get on the bench because every team's gonna have to punt. Every quarterback's gonna force a punt. Um, Mac Jones, I feel like he needs to relax a little bit. That's it. I think he's too wound up. He's got too many emotions. He has a quarterback right behind him that's wanting his job. I think he just needs to relax a little bit and just let the game come to him more. And I think he'll be better, but he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I definitely see that from Mac Jones too. I think there's a lot of pressure on him because
Hmm.
of the fact that there is a quarterback that the Patriot fans are saying, I kind of like this guy better. And
Yeah.
I think he kind of feels that pressure. I know he did throw that interception. It did get hit. He got hit as he was throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I think they tipped it, right? So when he was throwing it back, they hit it
From the back. Yeah.
from the back, and then he almost got intercepted by CJ Mosley again.
Yeah.
I don't know if and CJ Mosley grabbed that ball and he was like hitting it on the ground
Yeah.
because he was upset with himself.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a good pass either.
No.
The one those passes when quarterbacks like throw it and they get tipped in the air and it's like in I don't get mad at the quarterback for that. He's just he sees a guy downfield or he might see something that we don't see and
Right.
he's going to try to make the play. Most likely he probably would have made that throw.
Hmm.
But if it wasn't tipped, hey, it's football. It is what it is. Um but yeah, dude, I just think I think you're right. I like Zappy. I'm a huge Zappy. I think Zappy is a good player. I think
Yeah.
he's pretty fucking solid, man. The way he just came in that one game and just put up like 14 points like nothing, pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
And I just see Mac Jones. I just think like, damn, man, like it's just I get it, man. Usually there's always a sophomore slump, but I really thought that he would have gotten better throwing that football and making his timing. But I understand too, he just lost Josh McDaniels. He's got like basically he's either got
Mhm.
Matt Patricia or Joe Judge calling the plays. So
Right.
I get it. He's kind of struggling from that aspect. So um I think next year would be the year that I feel like I would decide my fate on him would be next year,
Yeah.
not this year.
And we got Bailey Zappi at least on a 3-4 year deal, so
That's right.
it's not like he's going anywhere anytime soon. I feel
Yeah.
like our run games there, our receiving games getting better, like our receivers are getting much more separation than what they were just a few years ago. Um, or even last year for that matter, honestly. Our defense is looking real good. As a Baltimore Ravens fan that you are, I appreciate and thank you very much for Matthew Judon because he is our entire defense. He is generating pressures that's helping these cornerbacks out. It's helping our rookie cornerbacks out, like Jack Jones and Marcus Jones, and these guys benefiting because it feels like Judon's in the quarterback's face every snap. It's
Oh yeah.
insane. It's insane, man. I feel like this is Matthew Judon was always a great player, but I feel like this is by far his best season. I believe he's still leading the league in sacks as of right now. I know he was coming into the week, but I think he's still in the lead. Um, yeah, man. So we just got to figure out our quarterback situation, and until that, man, it's going to be a tough road ahead for the Patriots. I still think.
You really think so?
I
Who
think
do you guys
so.
got next?
Let me pull up their schedule. Let's see.
And
Um,
also speaking of Matthew Judon, you know what's kind of messed up about Matthew Judon? I
yeah,
think the fact that I think Matthew Judon's going to have not just a good season, he's going to have an elite season. and I don't think he's going to get any consideration to be defensive player of the year.
No.
It's going to go to Mike. It's going to go to Parsons
Or Nick Bosa.
or Nick Bosa, or
Yeah.
if TJ Watt was here, probably would have gone to TJ Watt. And that's the
Right.
thing that when Judon was on the Ravens, I thought he was obviously I didn't think that he was like I knew he was this good,
Uh-huh.
but he's playing out of his mind right now. And he deserves
Absolutely.
to be to me, he's a leading candidate to be defensive player of the year right now, by
Yeah.
far.
And then no
And
one's
the fact
talking
that
about.
no one's gonna even look his eye. No one's
Yeah.
gonna be who's that?
Yeah.
You know, they're not even gonna know who the hell this guy is, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And shame on you, Baltimore, for letting him go. Damn it. Should have never let him go, man.
But to answer your question, we are playing the Indianapolis Colts at home next week. We have
Okay, so that's a good dub right there.
yeah. And
So
then
you guys, if you guys win that game, you guys will be what now? Four
then
and
we
three?
will finally, for the first time this season, be positive. We'll be 5-4 if we
Oh,
win
five
next
and
week.
four. Five
If
and
we
four.
win
Okay.
next week, yeah.
If you win next,
Yeah.
gotcha.
The Colts are sneaky, man. They beat the Chiefs earlier.
Dude, they're
So
very sneaky. They're
I'm not
very
counting
sneaky.
the Colts out yet. Then we have a bye week. And out of the bye, then we have the Jets visiting us.
Wow. Okay.
But here's where our schedule gets tough, right? We are traveling to Minnesota. Then
Wow.
we have Buffalo Bills coming to town. Then we have Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins coming to town. Then we have an easy win against the Raiders. But after that, after that, we have Cincy, Miami, and Buffalo again.
Cincinnati's a tough game.
Miami's a tough game, and so is
Miami's a
Buffalo.
tough game.
We have Buffalo twice. We have some tough competition ahead of us, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Those are gonna be some damn good games too.
Those are going to be some damn good games, but do not write the Patriots off because they will not write back. Just like this, man. Geno Magic. Geno Magic getting it done against those former 6-1 Giants, making them the 6-2 New York Giants. How are you feeling about the Seahawks win, man?
Dude, I feel like the Seahawks are not getting any respect. I just
Yeah.
really don't. And it's they deserve to get some respect. You know how we were just saying with like the Giants, we like everyone was always like counting them out. Like for the longest time, like even like the people who would make like the odds makers would always count them out. It's kind of like the same thing with the Seahawks. Everyone just
Mhm.
counts them out. Oh, they're the Seahawks. Russell Wilson's gone. He's not there anymore. Like they're done. Dude, they are doing very freaking good. That defense is solid. I really like their corners. There was a corner that they transitioned from wide receiver to corner. He's playing out of his world. He's playing fantastic football. This defense is good. This offense is good. Geno Smith is making the right plays. He's looking like a legitimate man. I don't want to say top 5, but he's definitely top 10. Right now, I definitely put him top 10 for sure. He's
Absolutely.
playing really good football, and he's making the case to be their franchise quarterback. He's
Yeah.
definitely making the case, and I think they got a lot of confidence, man. And when you get a lot of confidence in this National Football League, sky's the limit. When those guys get confident, it's really hard to get that confidence down.
Yeah.
So I'm very very excited to see what the Seahawks have in store. Unfortunately, I don't know their schedule coming up. I don't know when that Niners and Seahawks game is going to play again because they did play um earlier and the Niners did beat them. They whooped them, I believe. But I think the Seahawks team is just a lot different now than when that game was there. They got a lot of confidence, and I'm proud of that. Honestly, dude, that's why Pete Carroll is a damn good coach, and a lot of players like to play for him, and it's showing.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you. The next couple games Seattle has is Arizona. I mean, at Arizona and then at Tampa Bay before they go on a bye week. Then they have an easy win coming out of the bye week. They're playing the Raiders. Uh, Rams, Panthers, Niners, Kansas City, the Jets. Do have a very tough schedule coming up, but man, you cannot write this man off, man. He is balling out of his mind. Geno Smith,
He is for sure.
coming into the season, Ray, I think everyone was shocked when Geno Smith was named the starter. They traded Russell Wilson out of town and they got Drew Lock, a bunch of picks, and oh my god, I'm blanking on Noah Fant and
Yeah,
Shelby Harris out of
I
that
believe
trade.
so. Yeah.
Um, but everyone thought it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be Drew Lock. I was actually very surprised, But this guy's playing absolutely insane. The emotion he's playing with, Ray, if he can keep that every single game, you can never count the Seattle Seahawks out anymore.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
He's been balling since preseason. He's
Since
been doing really good since preseason,
yeah,
and it's showing, dude. It's showing. Like he's their franchise.
yeah. Like they built that entire offense around Russell Wilson. That's why when Wilson was out and Geno Smith came in, that's why Geno Smith couldn't connect with these guys because the offense wasn't built around him. The playbook calls weren't built around him. But now having an off season without Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll did a damn good job, man.
He
I
did
would
really good.
I would say so far to me, I know they're what 4-3, 5-4, something like that. Um, I would really consider Pete Carroll as coach of the year right now, man, because everyone counted the Seahawks dead. Everyone thought the Seahawks were going to finish bottom 5, bottom 10, and they're just going nuts, man. And they just beat the Giants. They just handed the Giants their second loss of the season.
Yeah. And you know what's messed up about that too? I really don't think Pete Carroll's going to get any respect because I
No.
think I think I think Brian Daboll is going to get coach of the year.
Okay, he's really
But
good too, though.
he deserves it. But
Yeah.
if the Seahawks keep winning and the Giants start being the Giants where they kind of start losing,
Mhm.
I think then you can have a serious conversation about Pete Carroll getting that respect. And you know what's even more scarier? The
Same.
Seahawks got how many draft picks from the Broncos? 3?
A bunch. I think they got more than 3.
So,
Um, this year, I know they have the Broncos. I believe they have their own first,
yep.
two, and second, and then they also have, I think, the Broncos first and second this year too.
So think about that, and think about the weapons they can get for more weapons for Geno,
Yeah,
more weapons on the defense, I mean more dogs on the defense. And like, dude, the sky's the limit for this team.
yeah,
Sky's the limit for this football team, and I think Seahawk fans should be really, really happy because you can sign Geno. I don't know if Geno Smith's on his last deal. I don't know if he's signed for a little bit longer. But even if he did re-sign with the team, it's not going to be for 50 million. It's not going to be for 40 million. It's going to be really cheap. He's going to
yeah,
be for real cheap.
yeah,
Um, and dude, you can't ask for anything better than that, especially at
yeah,
the quarterback position.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, that was such a fun game, Ray. Was there any other game that you were like really excited to see?
Um, honestly, there was and I have to admit here, I was not excited to see this game. Uh, but it turned out to be one of the most craziest things I think I've seen in a while. That Carolina and the Falcon
Oh
game
my
was
god!
wild. I wasn't even paying attention to it, to be honest with you.
Me
But then,
neither.
like, you know how like sometimes when you're watching TV and it transitions to that game,
Yeah,
how crazy was that DJ Moore catch?
that was wild, and I hated it because you know why? I'm against DJ Moore.
Oh shit!
That just absolutely killed me,
Oh,
man.
oh, dude, yeah, man, he balled out. I think he went for what 11 for 12. He caught 11 balls. He only dropped, or maybe, I don't know if he dropped it or it was just a pass that was thrown his way, just and it counted as a target or whatever. 11 for 12 at the targets. I think he had like 144 yards and I don't know how many touchdowns. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 or whatever, but um, yeah, he balled, man. He balled out. That quarterback for the
XFL
Panthers.
legend. That's XFL legend PJ Walker to you.
XFL legend, dude. What a boss, bro. What a boss, dude. He actually, dude, if he keeps playing like this, he's got a good shot at coming back next year and being that starting quarterback.
Yeah,
Even though I think the Panthers are still going to draft a quarterback, I think that I don't think they should let this guy go. I think they should. He deserves a contract. He deserves to be signed. Even if he's a starting backup, it's fine. I think he deserves that. I think he really does. And I think man, yeah, dude. And they got a hell of a lot of draft picks. Sky's the limit for this football team for sure.
yeah. That's awesome, man. I was really enjoying quite a few games. This was honestly a great week 8 because I was also enjoying the Saints and Raiders game so much. But but I was really enjoying watching Tyler Heineke, man. I was so excited to see him. I think that the Commanders are now 2-0 since Tyler Heineke has been starting, man. I really think this reigns, even when Wentz comes back, man, he is not the guy. Give the reins to Tyler Heineke. And Ray, what about CMC, man? Threw a pass.
I apologize, Rob. Did the what? But the Commanders lost though, right?
They won 17-16.
Oh, they won. I thought the Colts won.
No, the Commanders won.
That's right. The Commanders won. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's my bad.
No, you're good. I'll forgive you this time.
So,
Don't worry.
so is he 2-0 or 3-0?
He is 2-0 as a starter this
2-0
season.
as a starter
This season. Yeah.
this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should go with Wentz, man. But Ray, how about CMC, bro? He caught a touchdown pass, he rushed a touchdown pass, and he threw a touchdown pass, man. This guy went absolutely nuts. Fantasy owners are excited. Man, the Niners, man, I just wish I would love to see this consistent Jimmy G because this Jimmy G played really good. He was 21 for 25, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. It was
Wow.
absolutely awesome, man. I would love to see this Niners team every single week because I do secretly like the Niners. But yeah, that was a fun game to see because I really don't like the Rams personally. So I was really enjoying the Niners destroy the Rams too.
You know
But
what's
we
even
got
better?
yeah.
CMC threw an actual touchdown, and Derek Carr didn't even throw one touchdown. How crazy is that?
Breaking news. Week 8, PNC, 1 throwing touchdown. Derek Carr, 0 throwing
Zero,
touchdown.
zero. How sad is that? How embarrassing is that? Oh man.
That was awesome. But you know what? We still got one game left that's going to be happening in the AFC North. The Cincy Bengals, the red hot Bengals, who don't have Jamar Chase going into Monday Night. Ray, he is not on IR, but he is going to miss a few games. 4 to 6 weeks is the guess, but him not going on IR seems like it might be sooner than that. They are going into Cleveland to face the Browns. Ray, how are you feeling about the Browns tomorrow?
I think they got a good chance to win. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Browns in this game. I just think once again I don't like their offensive line for the Bengals. I know Joe Burrow's been on fire.
Joe
I know
Burrow.
he's been killing it. He's been killing it, man. He's been doing really good. I just for some reason, man, I just think damn, all those touchdown passes that you've seen Joe Burrow throwing were to who? Jamar Chase. He's
Mhm.
gone now. He's not there. I don't think this defense for the Browns, even though these Browns probably will have some players out, some really good starters out on that secondary, I just don't see them being that scared. T. Higgins is a hell of a good wide receiver. Tyler Boyd's a good wide receiver. I think they got a great tight end in Hayden Hurst, but it's without Jamar Chase, it's not as scary.
Mhm.
It's not as scary, and the offensive line still that offensive line. You still got Clowney, you still got Garrett. The only difference is can the Browns establish the run? If they can establish the run early and do those play action passes with Jacoby Brissett, have him roll it to the right or to the left, and make those play action passes, I think that's how they win the football game. And I think they're going to sneak this game in.
Wow. You almost convinced me. I'm not gonna lie that the Cleveland Browns are gonna beat the Cincinnati Bengals, but you're totally right, man. Yeah, you're right because without Jamar Chase, this offense is not as explosive. They do have T. Higgins, but like T. Higgins has been banged up. He's trying to battle back from injury. Tyler Boyd, when he steps in, he gets off. But I'm sure the defenses will be really focusing in on Tyler Boyd. If Denzel Ward plays, he might even stay with Tyler Boyd and not T. Higgins. Hayden Hurst is going good. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I would run every single play, and that's not because I have Joe Mixon and I need him to score 26 points to win in fantasy, but um, they really need to start establishing that run game, man. Because if they don't establish that run game, and Joe Burrow is forced to pass so much throughout these games, when he starts facing more tougher competition, he won't get it done like that. You have to be a well balanced team to win games. You need to start running the ball more and establishing the run more, is what I think. But I think you know this division way better than I do, but I think the Bengals will squeak out with the win, though. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Bengals will pull away in the fourth quarter. Is going to be the difference.
You think they'll have enough firepower to go out?
Yeah, I think so. I think they still have a good team overall. That offensive line is clicking much better than they were the first game for sure.
Yeah.
I think they definitely have a chance.
And I like I said, I know Joe Burrow, for those who have him on fantasy, he balled out last week.
Oh my
I
god,
think he had like what 481 yards.
that
But I
was
have some
nuts.
stats here for you. He had 481 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Uh-huh.
Out of 3 of those touchdowns, who were those 2 touchdowns to?
Jamar Chase, huh?
Jamar Chase had 11 targets, 8 receptions for 130 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. You take Jamar Chase out, hey, he's got those yards, but he's got 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying they can't move the ball, but it's like I've seen Jamar Chase when he'll literally catch that ball anywhere on the field and just take it, and he's gone.
it's nuts.
That yak that he has yards after the catch is just wild.
Hmm.
He's gonna be missing that, man. I think the Browns got a good chance. I really do.
They definitely might, man. It's going to be a really fun game to see. We're just a few short weeks away from Deshaun Watson, man. Do you think the Browns, if they can get it going a little bit, you think they could really push for that playoffs, or you think they're out of it now, sitting at I believe 2-5? I want to say.
They could turn it around, but it has to be this game. I think if they win this game, they have a really good chance to turn it around.
Yeah.
Um, to hold on just for dear life until Deshaun comes back. But even when Deshaun comes back, we don't really know how he's going to play too. He didn't really look too good in preseason. He looked like he really missed 2 years of football,
Hmm.
and so that's going to be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, I definitely can't wait for tomorrow night. Do you have any final thoughts before we head out?
I do not have any final thoughts, but I just want to give another shout out to everyone who watched tonight's podcast, and for those who are liking and subscribing to our podcast, we appreciate you guys again. Always going to give you guys love. Always going to give our fans nothing but the utmost respect and love, and we appreciate you guys, man. And we can't wait to have another episode for sure.
Yeah, we will definitely be back very shortly. But me and Raymond are really working behind the scenes to get this channel going a little bit more. We are going to be bringing fantasy football content to you guys very shortly. Please like, subscribe, turn on those notifications so when our video posts, you'll be the first one to know. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot of research behind this team scenes for this fantasy football, and we are hoping to launch it by this week. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, that's all we got for you. Raider Nation, great week for you. Patriots, even a better week for you. So we really enjoyed week 8. Can't wait till Monday night, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.